this video, I will present an overview over how your sense of self-worth develops and how you can improve it based on its components. Hey everyone, welcome to Becoming an Expert at Self-Leadership. I'm Maika, I'm a psychologist. And the most fundamental ground for a healthy sense of self-worth are fulfilled core needs. There's a direct connection between how well your core mental, physical, and emotional needs were met as a child, how well they're being fulfilled today, and your sense of self-worth. Like with so many of the other things that go on in our inner world, this starts in childhood and then continues on into adulthood. We had needs as a child that were met more or less, and we have needs as adults that are also being met more or less well. And if we look at it like this, that means self-esteem is not a goal that we can achieve and then take off. Oh, now I have a healthy sense of self-esteem and I never have to think about it again. Rather, this means that our self-esteem always requires attention and adjustment, refinement, in the sense of paying attention to our needs and seeing to it that they get met. Mental health professionals list different core emotional needs that are specifically relevant when it comes to self-esteem. And ones that are commonly mentioned are our need for connection, or sometimes called attachment, our need for autonomy, sometimes called authenticity, our need for, and this has different names, security, control, influence, orientation, competence. Low self-esteem develops in childhood when these needs aren't met, like it's the case when children are neglected, humiliated, or not given enough room to experiment and figure out who they are authentically, or if they're measured against over-the-top ideals. And then low self-esteem recreates itself. This pattern recreates itself into adulthood when we don't learn how to take care of these needs as adults. What this teaches us about improving your sense of self-worth is to take inventory of how well your core physical and emotional needs are being met today. Do you take time to take care of your body? Do you experience sufficient connection with others? Do you live authentically to yourself, or do you orient yourself mainly around what other people want from you? Are you taking influence on the things that you can control? Do you experience competence? Do you do things that allow you to feel your inner strength and capability? What is a next atomic small step you can take to better fulfilling your physical and emotional needs? This often also includes work on your core beliefs. Not having our needs met often goes along with unhelpful core beliefs like I'm not good enough, I'm not lovable, I'm helpless. So find and strengthen core beliefs like I'm good enough, I'm lovable, I'm welcome with others, I'm strong, I have influence and agency, I have what it takes to create a happy life. Throughout our life, we also develop an idea of who we are, our perceived self, and who we think we should be, our should self. When our sense of self-worth is low, the perceived self is distorted and incomplete. That means someone with a low sense of self-worth hyper-focuses on one aspect of who they are and then define their whole self by this one aspect. That could be looks, intellect, weight, possessions, achievements, reputation, whatever. And this doesn't stand by itself. Rather, we compare who we think we are with who we think we should be. And when our sense of self-worth is low, this should self is filled with impossible demands and unachievable standards and ideas, expectations for who we think we should be. These two mental pictures we have of who we think we are and who we think we should be offer another powerful level to work on your sense of self-worth. You can start by correcting the negative distortions that are there in the view you have of yourself, your perceived self. Don't allow your mind to filter out the positivity and only show your weaknesses. Allow yourself to see your strengths and accept compliments with an open heart. At first, this will feel really weird, dissonant, but the more you practice, the more it starts feeling good too. And have a serious talk with your shoulds. Identify all the shoulds that you've been surrounded by and that you've internalized. Here are some common ones. I should be in control of my emotions at all times. I should make everyone happy. I should be pretty to look at. I should be smart, conscientious. I should always be there for everyone else. I shouldn't embarrass myself or others. I shouldn't be a burden. I shouldn't cause conflict. I shouldn't make mistakes. Now place all of these shoulds on an imaginary boat and watch them sail off into the sunset, never to be seen again. You're now free of them. Now you will not allow these shoulds to make decisions for you anymore, but you will decide how you want to live your life, how you want to see yourself based on your values. All of this, unfulfilled core needs and unhelpful core beliefs, a perceived self that is distorted, and a should self that is full of impossible to achieve shoulds, lead to the experience of a low sense of self-worth, low self-esteem, speaking in emotions, shame, anxiety, and sadness. But you can change this. You can change this experience into emotions like joy, gratitude, pride, love, and satisfaction. And there is one more way you can do this besides the ones that I've already discussed, and that has to do with your behavior. So often when someone is stuck in the mechanism of low self-worth, they also have unhelpful coping strategies to try and deal with these painful emotions. 3 common unhelpful coping strategies are surrender, counterattack, and avoidance. Surrendering to a low sense of self-worth means to live as if it were actually true that you're not as worthy, lovable, or important as others. This means neglecting your self-care, over-adjusting to others and their wishes, allowing others to mistreat you, and trying your best to persevere in these perceived circumstances of I'm not enough. Counterattacking a low sense of self-worth means to try and prove your worth to yourself and others in superficial ways, like trying to be better than others, trying to own more or better things than others, needing an excessive amount of attention and admiration, criticizing others so that one can feel superior oneself, enhancing one's status by belonging to an elite group. Avoidance is about trying not to be exposed. That means hiding your authentic self, keeping your thoughts to yourself, having an understated presence so as not to ruffle any feathers, avoiding challenges, any sort of thing that you could fail at, avoiding speaking in groups or anything else that would put you into the center of attention. The difficulty with these strategies is that they don't actually change your sense of self-worth. Rather, they drive you more into the rabbit hole of low self-esteem because they prevent you from making positive experiences with behavior that would build self-esteem. And they often come with other negative consequences, like they can be damaging to your relationships, health and well-being, and all of that, again, also feeds the original shame. So another way to start working on your self-esteem is to replace these unhelpful coping strategies with assertion and any kind of behavior that you would expect from someone that has a healthy sense of self-esteem, which means letting others see you in your full colors, expressing your needs and thoughts, standing up for yourself and your needs, becoming more assertive, taking on new challenges, and becoming comfortable with the failure that's part of learning. All of that will start a new loop in your life, a new reinforcing loop that allows you to experience connection, autonomy, agency, and competence. And with that, we've come back to the starting point, because if you create these kinds of experiences, you are also making sure that your core needs get fulfilled. So thanks for watching. I hope this gave you the orientation that you were looking for. If you'd like to see more videos on building self-worth and other self-leadership topics, remember to hit the subscribe button. You can also subscribe to my email newsletter at the link in the description box. Till next time, take care, and remember, your worth is given, and you can improve your awareness of your worth by taking care of your core needs, correcting negative distortions in your perceived self, letting go of impossible shoulds, and by standing up for yourself in your actions.